Welcome back, everybody, to the Fishbowl. We are here, and we might sound a little different to you. If that is, we are
Yeah.
in our new studio.
I love it.
Yes, we are in our new studio. I don't know if we sound any different to you guys, but we definitely sound different to ourselves, having some
Our own
space here to talk freely and get this transparent talk about mental health underway. As always, I'm Preston.
And I'm Rayna.
All right. So, Rayna, I know it's been a little bit. What do you have kind of prepared for us? Any big changes at Foundations Counseling recently? Anything like that?
Let's see. Well, we have had some staff changes. We've added some people to our visitation program. Nikki's joined us as far as one of our supervised monitors. Nancy's taken over the SV coordination. So shifting some people around, and it's been some great additions that we've had. Some people have moved on to some other ventures in life, so we wish them well. We have some new office hands. We've got Bree in the office that helps us with, everyone knows Jamie, so
Yes, we love Jamie. Jamie, the world's best receptionist.
yes, scheduler. She's our scheduler.
What does she not do?
Yes, exactly.
Office decorator.
Yes.
We're giving Jamie her flowers today on this podcast because she deserves it.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, we have an art group that's flourishing. So that's definitely been another addition that Miss Alicia and Miss Gabby do, and that has definitely expanded. I know Miss Tracy's starting the parent advocacy group that I know for any of our parents out there that struggle with any of the school system stuff, please reach out to us. It's definitely something that is a big passion. I know of Miss Tracy's and some of our other team members that are joining that component of foundations. We're really excited to expand those services to help our families out there. That the difference of any of our children that need 504s or IEPs, some extra help out there in Brevard County schools, that can be a challenge. So give us a call or, check us out.
Yeah, a lot of great things. You know.
Always at Foundations. And guess what? We are hitting year 7. Can you believe that?
Woohoo! 7 years of Foundations counseling in this ever-changing world of mental health.
Yes, we're gonna try to do a customer appreciation something on our anniversary.
Yes,
So
so be on the lookout for
Facebook,
flyers,
Facebook,
posts. I'm sure Jamie will hang some stuff up around the office for that. So that will be here in the next coming weeks. Now, what is our topic of discussion for today?
I guess we always just pull something out. I think that's the whole idea of that transparency, and it's been such a long time, and I think one of the biggest things is not letting those bad days or that bad moment to make you forget about the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
And I think sometimes I try so hard. I work with so many amazing people every day, and so many people overcome so much stuff, and sometimes people just get stuck. They get stuck. I call it any of my amazing people are going to probably laugh when they're sitting here listening to this. If you are listening, you know who you are. They're stuck in the shit.
Yeah.
I'll look at them. I'll be like, get out of the shit. Stop. Yeah. Don't sit in it,
Yeah.
So because we can't do anything about it. It's like, come on. And with all the bad, there's always good. Any relationships that end, the friendships, the marriages, boyfriend, girlfriends, anything like that. It's not always bad.
No, not at all. I think, you bring up a really good point that sometimes moving on or healing and maybe ending a certain chapter, or because we'll make it bigger than relationships. We'll say chapters of your life are beneficial in some way. And, you know, when you're moving on and healing, it's not expected. And I was actually talking to one of my friends who lives up in Boston last night about this. You don't always go 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. You know, like you don't always go from when you're healing from something like this. You don't go from, you know, feeling like shit, feeling like not great to, oh, I'm all of a sudden back to who I am. I'm doing great. Like it is a process. And I feel like a lot of people maybe don't understand that.
I do have someone that is that 0 to 100 though. I do know some people that are that way. And I almost envy that. And I think some people, but they do have to understand that there are those people that do have that processing time too, right? Because not everyone is that 0 to 100. And if you aren't that 0 to 100 and you're with that person that needs that processing, that balance can be tough to figure out.
Well, 100%. I think it's one of those things where it's just like, it kind of goes back to, I think we kind of talked about stuff like this before, but like who you surround yourself with, who you choose to have in your support group, whether it's riding the high that you have in your life when everything's going well. Who's going to be there to support you and be like, hey, you're doing great, keep going. And then are those same people going to be there when you fall off the horse? And are they going to get you back on the saddle? Or are they kind of going to be like, oh, wow, you know, you were doing really good for a while, but, you know, I'm going to distance myself from you for a little bit. Like, this isn't who I know. Or like that's the thing. It's like an ebb and flow. Like you have to be there in the highs and the lows. And I also just kind of want to reiterate that like healing takes time. Like I'm not somebody who goes 0 to 100. I like to think I don't dwell on things, but at the end of the day, like when I close a chapter in my book, I slowly build up to getting past it. And like, but then I find myself kind of sometimes, you know, being at like 70%. And then there's like that 30% where it's like, oh, I missed this chapter of my life, or, oh, I wish this would have worked out differently. Like, you know, kind of playing the what ifs, or more or less appreciating what I had and kind of just reminiscing on how I don't have it anymore or how it is in the past, which I think that is a blessing and a curse, because it shows the beauty of life that we have these opportunities to miss things and reminisce on things. And I saw this thing where it was like nostalgia or reminiscing is just the confirmation that you had a life worth remembering.
Nice.
Where it's just like, yes, nostalgia can hurt sometimes. Yes, reminiscing on memories and good times and things in your life can hurt. But at the end of the day, it solidifies that like you're living a good life. And there are so many good more memories ahead of you. And that kind of changed my perspective on like feeling sentimental towards things, you know, I just, you know, I have sentimental attachments to things, and like, and I have been working on that, especially like moving on from things, whether it's collectibles, clothing, you know, like clothing is a big one. Like I just got rid of a bunch of clothes because I'm just going to be honest here with you guys. My style from high school is definitely not my style nowadays at 22.
I know, but it all recycles. Like I'm looking back, like I can't believe I got rid of all my overalls.
Yeah,
and now
but
the overalls I got rid of are $60 at American Eagle.
Yeah, but like me, like I was going through my closet and I was like, oh, I wore this shirt every week in high school, but I haven't touched it in 4 years. So I donated it, like, you know, and like, so yeah, it was a little reminiscing and like, but I remembered like so many good memories in things like articles of clothing or photographs. Like for those of you who don't know, I love taking pictures. I'm the first person to bring a camera somewhere. I have a Polaroid that I bring. If any of you guys are listening, any of my friends are listening, you guys know we'll be having a good time together. And there's probably a pretty good chance I have my Polaroid camera with me. Like, I love taking pictures because it does capture the moment. Now, I'm not saying we have to live on our phone. And that's another thing we could talk about another day, you know, how people go to sporting events, concerts, and things like that, and they live through their phone rather than living in the moment.
Yeah.
And I am the first person to like take a couple photos, take a couple videos, but like, I mean, I've been to concerts where the person next to me didn't turn off their phone the entire time, and they're sitting here and they're not looking at it with their eyes, they're looking at their shot and their phone to make sure that it's getting the good shot. And I used to kind of film more at concerts, and then I kind of had a realization. I was like, I don't really actually ever go back and watch those videos.
Well, and that's the thing is, how often do people really do that? I mean, you go back, you make your clips, and I'm horrible. I'm horrible with social media. I know some people that are like, you don't post me. You must not like me. I must not be important enough to you, this, and that. And it's like, no, it is not that. I just am not one of those social media people. I envy the people that can do it. I mean, you're amazing at it. I've watched you. You're so good at making those clips, and this, and that. And some of that might be generational and some of it might not be, because I know people that are, you know, in their 40s, 50s that are just so good at making those little clips, and they do those videos. But I think it's nice to have that to go back on. I was actually having this conversation with somebody about Facebook, and they you know, in a new chapter in their life, and that they wanted to start to document that chapter and to create a new Facebook. Yeah. They didn't want to merge their old Facebook because of the memories and how the photos come up and all of those things. And I'm like, I get that. I understand that, because Facebook and Instagram and all these things, it is nice for documenting, but it's for you and your personal. It should be for you, not a status symbol.
No, absolutely
how many likes.
Well, that's why, for those of you, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I've posted a couple videos. I've posted more videos in the last week than I have probably in like the last 6 months. And I've just been posting stuff where it's like, I want to post this. Like, I've done something cool, and I want to remember this moment. So I make a cool video about it, and it's for me. And I think we can kind of connect this back to what we were talking about at the beginning of this episode about, you know, reminiscing, or, you know, having the bad not outweigh the good.
Right.
You know, I document the good so that, I mean, but you can also document the bad. You know, there's plenty of people on social media who document bad stuff, who, you know, there's plenty of that. I document the good. So when I do go through like some bad times, or not even bad times, but just like not good times, it's like, hold on, dude, you got a good life. Or like, hold on, dude, you're you, like, you know. And I feel like that's,
I think it grounds you.
It can. And in a world where social media can do the absolute opposite, it's one of those things where if you grab the bull by the horns and you let it, and you control it rather than you letting it control you, social media can ground you a little bit, because it can remind you to not get ahead of yourself. It can remind you that you're not alone. You know, as much as social media can hurt your mental health while you're comparing yourself to others and seeing all these people who act like they're successful, but they're renting out nice cars or renting out houses to make these videos. On the flip side of that, you can document your trips out to the city, to nature, your good times, your concerts with your friends, your laughs and your game nights that you have. It's all about like who you surround yourself with in real life. It's all about what you surround yourself with online. Because if you choose to surround yourself with all these, here's how to get rich in 30 days, which is absolute, part of my language, bullshit, because if it was that easy to get rich in 30 days, everyone would be a millionaire, you know? if you choose to surround yourself with that stuff, then yeah, social media is going to be like, damn, all these people have nice cars or going on these European trips and $1 million yachts and stuff. Or you can, one of my old teammates is one of my favorite people to watch on social media. He was a catcher. You know what? We'll give a shout out. Shout out Tate. I don't know if you're listening to this, but he was a catcher for Florida Tech with me for a little bit. And he graduated, went back to Fort Myers where he's from. And he started his own painting company. So he paints and I think does a little bit of roofing maybe, but I know it's primarily
hard work.
I know it's primarily painting, but he has, since graduating, I think 3 years ago now, started his own business, married his now wife, girlfriend for, I want to say 5 or 6 years, had their first kid, has ran an Ironman, and that's the content he posts on social media. Him training, him spending time with his family, him at work, him painting. Like, that is stuff where it's like, hey, this is a good life. Like, I live a great life. And stuff like that makes me, like, want to post the videos I have started posting. And surrounding yourself with things like that is so much better for your brain. And
oh my gosh, absolutely.
It just goes back to exactly, during episodes of the Fishbowl, when we have that initial point, I try to relate everything back to it. It is making your good times, whether it's good experiences, good content, good people, outweigh the bad. Whatever it is in life, your feed, your life, your people, what you eat, what you do, the good has to outweigh the bad because that's the way to live. But it is okay to acknowledge the bad, in my opinion.
Yes, it's just and I agree, but don't dwell.
No, don't dwell. Don't dwell.
The glass is always half full, and that's my perspective. You can look at it as different because I'm not here to state that, but that's going back to that. Maybe we'll do an experiment at Foundations and just have Jamie, of course, do how many people look at a glass and say, is it half full? Is it half empty? And see how many people who come through our doors and see that.
Yeah.
Because that's the perspective of life. And how you look at it is going to be how you really see certain situations.
Yeah.
But absolutely. And I think that that's the thing for everyone to just kind of take on that and look at those those perspectives in life. But very excited about the things we have. It is summer officially, right?
Yeah,
are we officially now? I believe.
I want to say a couple days. As of a couple days ago, we're officially in summer.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. We are officially in hurricane season, so everybody start getting their knock on some wood. Everybody start getting their prep stuff, but we're here for you. Any stress management, give us a call. I know some of our amazing therapists do still have some immediate openings. Some of our therapists do have some wait lists, but also the new services we have. Follow us on Facebook. Take a look at the website, www.fc321.org. And we are always here for you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening to not only this episode of the Fishbowl, but every episode of the Fishbowl and the first episode of the Fishbowl in our new studio. So we've got a lot of cool things coming. And thank you guys so much for listening. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, I'm Preston.
And I'm Rayna.
And we'll see you guys next time for a transparent talk about mental health. See you guys later. Peace.
Bye.